Our brain uses a combination of sensors to provide information about where our body parts are. This awareness is known as proprioception. Although this mostly comes from internal body information, it can be tricked or confused by external senses such as sight and touch. In this activity, your kids will work through a number of illusions that are designed to trick and confuse your brain's ability to sense your body.
So first of all, we're going to do a little experiment. I'd like you all to touch your nose. Wow, you guys are so clever, you can all touch your nose.
As well as having senses like sight and touch, you also have a sense of where your body is. This can be introduced with this simple demonstration.
Now what I'd like you to do, slightly more challenging, is take your finger from your nose, put it behind your back, close your eyes, now touch your nose without opening your eyes. Wow, took a little bit longer, but you all managed to find your nose. Can you give yourselves a quick round of applause? So the sense that is at work that makes you know where your own nose is, even when your eyes are closed, is called proprioception. Can everyone say that? Proprioception. Proprioception. And today we're going to do lots of experiments to find out about how proprioception works. So we're going to have some sort of illusions going on that will, like I say, blow your minds. Okay, so you guys ready? Yeah! Yeah!
There are 8 illusions which you can work through in this activity. Each of them are designed to trick or confuse your senses in a different way. And don't worry if some of these illusions work better than others. Everyone responds differently. Many of these illusions work best when you don't know what to expect, so try them out on your children before telling them what will happen. This way they should get the full effect. The working in a mirror challenge shows just how disorientating it is when what you see doesn't line up with what you feel. Sit at a table in front of a mirror with something blocking your direct view of your hand. Looking only in the mirror, try to write your name, and if you want a real challenge, try completing the maze which you can find on our website. The rubber hand illusion is a classic experiment to show how our sense of self can be tricked. Sit your child at a table, with a screen slightly to one side, blocking the view of one of their hands. In front of them, create a fake hand with a stuffed rubber glove and a towel to hide the space where the rubber glove's arm would be. Now, using a paintbrush, stroke both the rubber hand and the hidden real hand for about a minute. Your child should start to feel that the rubber hand is actually theirs. If you want to see how well it really works, try surprising them by slamming the fake hand. Try this to give someone the sensation of having 6 fingers. Set your child up in front of a mirror like this and ask them to look at their reflection in the mirror. The other hand should be hidden by the mirror. On both hands, stroke each finger from knuckle to fingernail at the same time, counting each finger as you go. Repeat it again, but this time on the hidden hand, stroke the inside of the little finger on 5, and then add a 6th stroke on the outside of the little finger. On the visible hand, you should pretend to stroke an invisible 6th finger next to the little finger. They should feel like they have a 6th digit. This simple illusion demonstrates how your brain can get confused when different parts of your body feel different things. Cross your fingers like this and stroke them across your nose. Because the outside edge of your fingers are touching the nose, it might feel like you have 2 noses. Get your child to stick their arms out with their thumbs facing down. They should then cross their hands over and interlock their fingers. They should then twist their hands downwards and pull them back up towards their body. Ask your child to wiggle a single finger on their left hand. It's likely that this tangled orientation confuses their brain and makes getting the correct hand a little tricky. Try the cutaneous rabbit to investigate how precisely our body can locate sensations. Ask your child to close their eyes and stick their arm out. Next, tap them 4 times at the wrist, 3 times just above the elbow, and then twice on the upper arm. Try to make sure that the taps are at a constant rhythm. It should feel that the taps were spaced equally across the whole of the arm, rather than just in the individual areas. This illusion should give the impression that your arms are sinking through the floor. Get your child to lie down on the floor with their arms straight out and eyes closed. Carefully hold their arms up by the wrists and hold them for about a minute. Then very slowly lower them back to the floor. As the arms are slowly lowered, the child should feel that their arms are falling through the floor. Finally, the heavy boxes illusion demonstrates how expectations based on the appearance of an object can conflict with how heavy we perceive an object to be. In this demonstration, place 2 equal weights inside boxes of different sizes. Cans of baked beans or soup work well for this. Get your child to lift each box and then ask them which they think is heavier. People tend to assume that the smaller box is heavier, even though they actually weigh the same. You can turn this activity into a scientific investigation by recording your observations in a table. For each illusion, you should note which senses are being confused and then rate the level of confusion out of 10.
It felt like my elbow was going through already. My hand was still trying to get through. So I think if tricking my touch, that would be a 9.
Looking over the table, they should start to realise that removing just one of their senses, especially sight, is enough to disrupt their brain's understanding of what is going on.
I felt like that was my real hand because I couldn't see the real hand. And when she stopped stroking this hand, I thought she was stroking this hand.
Is it weird?
What I would like to know is, which of the experiments did you find most puzzling and why? Which ones tricked your senses the most? Okay, Naima, which of these?
Throughout the activities, don't forget to ask your kids loads of questions about what they think is going on and how their brains and their bodies are being confused.
The kids have had an absolutely brilliant time today. If you've enjoyed this video and want to try the activities for yourself at home, don't forget to visit the Royal Institution website. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel.